हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू आवर वीडियो। तो आज हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं नेहा मैम के साथ। हम यानी कि मैं, आप सब सुनोगे। तो आज मैं डिस्कस करने वाला हूँ नेहा मैम से रिलेशनशिप्स के बारे में, रिलेशनशिप इश्यूज के बारे में। अब बहुत सारे इश्यूज होते हैं, उसमें से हम आज मैं डिस्कस करने वाला हूँ बिट्रियल्स के बारे में, या फिर जो आजकल कुछ नए टर्म्स चल रहे हैं, फ्लिंग एंड ऑल, ये सारी चीजें, सिचुएशनशिप वगैरह वगैरह, ये जो आजकल जेंजी कर रहा है, तो ये क्यों कर रहा है, क्यों बिट्रियल्स होते हैं, और क्या जिसके साथ बिट्रियल हो रहा है उस क्यों हो रहा है, उसके साथ ऐसी क्या वजह रही, उसकी किस्मत खराब है, या उसी के कुछ एक्शंस गलत हैं, या फिर जो बिट्रियल कर रहा है उस वो क्यों कर रहा है, उसकी क्या वजह है बिट्रियल करने की, एंड ऑल। तो और कैसे उन सब चीजों से जूझना है, क्यों हम एक रिलेशन में आके फिर वो नहीं चला, दूसरा, फिर तीसरा, फिर चौथा, क्यों बस ऐसे ही होते जा रहा है। सबके साथ ही हो रहा है, ऑलमोस्ट सभी ऐसे कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, तो उस चीज से कैसे बाहर निकले, कि उस साइकिल से कैसे बाहर निकले, और क्या है, और ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, तो यही पूछना है।
Okay, so it's a heavy question actually,
या
and I think हम अगर सारे aspects पे बात करेंगे तो it's going to be a very long discussion. लेकिन I, I think अगर आप because आपने जो पूछा है that's whole uh, thing refers to what is going on nowadays. Okay. So अगर हम उसके एक पार्ट को लेकर उसको कनेक्ट करते हैं with our spiritual knowledge, so that would be more clear. Okay. So आपने एक वर्ड बोला betrayals, and betrayals जो है ना, I mean it's happening in every generation. In fact, जब if you look at the data, uh, first time ever in India, especially in India, I'm saying, in the COVID times, 25% divorce cases came to the courts between the 45 to 60 age.
ओके।
Okay. And the people, especially who were in their 50s or 55s, jahan par we Indians could never think of that, they can think of separation and all that stuff. They decided to move away from each other. So if we look at from outside as a third person, why this happened? Because in the COVID times, neither of them were getting their space in a positive way. Okay. And especially the females of those era, that generation, is not used to the term so-called women empowerment.
बिल्कुल।
So suddenly they realized ki, I mean, this man who is sitting all the time in the house, been asking for something or the other, and I cannot supply it 24 by 7. It was okay when he was going out of the office. I personally spoke to such people. Okay, it's not that I heard that I'm telling you, because I have like clients like that. I have people. So I asked them. I asked my lawyer friends also that why this is happening. Anyways, lawyers has a very different perception, so let's not go there. Okay, but the point was that um, so what happened basically? So either of them who felt at that time, I can't give more than this. Okay, that that was their threshold value. But if you talk to them at the materialistic level, realistic level, like our day-to-day life language, not psychological and physiological language. So they were like, all the time this guy asks for the chai and pakoda in every 2 hours. And the males would be every 2 hours she will be asking for the money for Amazon shopping. How would I do that?
Got it.
So the point was, for both of them, the problem was, I can't give more than this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then suddenly they recall their betrayals they did in their age of 25 or 27. And then they realize that their parents pushed them into this relationship. Blah, 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 blah happened. These all are just excuses. Okay. So ultimately, that the feeling when it comes to your heart, enough, this enough feeling is enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, first of all, understand that why this betrayal happens physiologically, psychological, both has to give. It is not possible that one partner is at the receiver and one partner is at the giving
Mm-hmm.
angle. It is not possible. It will not work out. You cannot drive a car जिसका एक टायर पंचर है.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it has four tires. Still, even if one is not working, the car, you can't drive that car. You are not recommended to drive that car.
Mm-hmm.
So any love relationship, marriage relationship, or any relationship is is lot of effort. And for some people, this effort gets failed, be it a relationship, be it a marriage, and it is very painful also. But in last 5 years, if I have seen 100 times, there was only one common thing I personally could see and found out, be it a Gen Z generation, be it a aged generation, be it like 20s to 30s, 30s to 40s, to any generation. One issue is common. We will talk rest of the issues later on. That one is at always at the giving end and one is always at the receiving end. Those relationships always fail. And the relations which are going like smoothly or sustainable sort of model, okay, it's not the case there. They interchange their role of giving and receiving.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
All right. So now what's happened, if I refer to your generation, because I know what you wanted to ask
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-hmm.
your, your perspective. So I will not say anything that all the fringes and all thing happening right or wrong or what. I will give you the pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
You choose what you want to do.
Okay.
All right. Because as I said in my previous video also, whatever is normal for me might not be normal for you. What is normal for you might not be normal for your friends.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are looking ourselves to get fitted into that social model of being dated regularly, or we have somebody besides us as our boyfriend, girlfriend, or spouse,
Mm-hmm.
then that's a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But what exactly are we looking for? That matters. So what happens is generally, a lot of client, coming to me nowadays. What's happening that betrayal happened fine in today's era. Basically, I mean, moving on to another relationship or getting a new partner is not a big deal. Maybe you are 20s or maybe you are 60s. I mean, it does not matter. It used to be time where it was a big taboo that once somebody crossed 50s, they cannot even think of a new relationship. Today's time is not like that.
Mm-hmm.
With the technology, the whole human, thinking is also evolving. Right or wrong? again, I'm not going there because I'm no one to you know make any judgments or any point there. But what I'm trying to say is, what in fact I'm saying is, one betrayal happened, right? There is not a big deal to get a new opportunity nowadays. There are a lot of apps, there are a lot of people around us. Even parents are very cool nowadays. So it's always there. Options are always there. Point is that from one injury to another, I'm not saying that that will also be you are definitely will be injured there. You have not healed yourself completely. You still don't know that why you landed up in that betrayal, and then you stepped out to a new one.
Mm, mm,
So be a smart person and just think of it, how sustainable it would be. I give you an example. I mean, though this example is like very different, but you will, being a young guy, I mean, you will be able to understand. Let's say you are doing a job in a company, okay,
mm,
and you started feeling suffocated there,
mm,
okay. Salary is good, building is good,
mm,
environment is good, but you started feeling suffocated. So you decide that you will resign, okay. Now you are sitting in the exit interview with HR. So HR will ask you, what is the issue? We will sort it out.
mm,
Okay. You know exactly why are you leaving the company.
mm,
And now you're giving your new interviews, job interviews. How do you choose a new company? How do you choose a new company? You choose a new company, you will ask few people, how is the culture? Is it toxic or not? Or is it good or not? Okay. How is the salary component? I have seen a lot of people, you also must have heard, people have joined a new company even in the lesser salaries
yeah.
because they want to breathe आना चाहिए.
Mm,
Okay. From one job transition to another job transition, they knew a lot of things, that why I am doing this, why am I doing this, right?
mm,
Is it or not?
absolutely.
One opportunity to another, here. But when it comes to love life, most of us are not doing this. Most
Mm,
of us are not evaluating this
mm,
because, see, and again, I would say कि गलती नहीं है इसमें. I mean, आजकल it has become a indirect worthiness tag, worthiness tag in the subconscious mind, that if you do not have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a spouse or this thing, you bloody I mean, for my language, I mean, people
mm,
tell like this, I'm just repeating, you bloody not being worthy of having this gender, you know this kind of language people use.
mm,
Even I was being told, I mean, I was doing a lot of my this research was, I mean, I was very busy in my own doing all this stuff. All right. I was meditating, I was reading books, I had little different sort of interest. I was being told, I was being told, and sometimes still, now people don't talk to me like that, but किसी किसी के मुंह से slip हो जाता है. You know, what kind of girl you are, you. I mean, you get. So I can give you my example because I can't point out somebody else.
mm,
I'm not supposed to point out somebody else. So the point is, first of all, understand that why you want this transition. Transition is definitely good, okay? But at the same time, just like when you switch your job, your career from one to another, unless you're fired. until okay. All right. So, otherwise, we all know. But what's happening? That to fill in that gap into our mind. एक गया, एक से धोखा हुआ. We want to prove ourselves with the next one. We want to prove ourselves, our social this thing, with the next one. This is how it's going. And it becomes a chain. But in this very process, I am not saying that one cannot get a right partner. They can get it. They can have fun. They will have fun. I know. But in the process, can you imagine that what will be the physiological damage one human mind would be experiencing? Okay. Even I have seen that, a lot of youngsters, I mean, let's say they broke up, and simultaneously parents are looking for their marriage prospects and all. Out of frustration, they land up into those marriage prospects. This thing. What's going to happen?
Disaster.
It will take years for them to accept the partner. So somewhere you are making your partner also suffer, and you are to anyways suffering in that point. So one has to be very strong. And now, just to summarize it, when you are internally very strong, okay, when your chakras are balanced, you are powerful, you will be able to assess it, you will be able to evaluate it, and you will not get into the trap of that filling in the space fastly. Because there is no age of doing anything, blah 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 blah. All that era is gone. Again, I'm not supporting the fact that one should not do the things according to their. हो जाए तो अच्छा, नहीं हो तो understand it and act according to your life model. The problem is that we all are, or we tend to act in our relationship according to other people's model. जितने भी रिलेशनशिप हमने आज तक सक्सेसफुल देखे हैं, या आप अपने आसपास देखिए, आई एम सेइंग सक्सेसफुल, आई एम नॉट सेइंग जो झेल रहे हैं एक दूसरे को. ओके, व्हेन आई से दिस, फ्यू पीपल से सक्सेसफुल है कौन शादी, ऐसा नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है. देयर आर सक्सेसफुल पीपल, देयर आर सक्सेसफुल कपल्स, इवन एज बॉयफ्रेंड गर्लफ्रेंड और इनटू द मैरिड रिलेशनशिप्स. आप देखिए वो स्ट्रांग है लोग, वो इंटरनली स्ट्रांग पीपल है. Get my point? So to come out of any situation in this thing, somewhere one has to be internally strong. और अगर आपके एफर्ट्स इस उसमें परस्यूट में, और ऐसा भी नहीं है कि स्ट्रांग लोगों के रिलेशनशिप 100% चलते ही चलते हैं. ठीक है. So then that's a part of कि one incident or few incidents happen, but again this theorem applies to them also. Evaluate, assess, get into their own normal state, get into their own normal model, and then decide ki what we want to do.
Got it. तो जो मैं समझाऊंगा आपकी बात से वो ये है कि दो चीजें मोटी मोटी समझी हैं, अगर एकदम ब्रॉड में लेके चलो तो पहला तो ये है कि अब आपका जो भी रिलेशन वगैरह खत्म हुआ है, खराब हुआ है, जो भी है, इंस्टेड ऑफ फाइंडिंग अ न्यू वन टू फिल दैट स्पेस आउट, पहले अपनी इनसिक्योरिटीज को खत्म करो. उससे जो आपको तकलीफ मिली है, ये जो भी है, आप अभी स्टेबल तो हो नहीं. आप सोच रहे हो कि दूसरा बंदा आपको स्टेबल कर देगा, लेकिन ऐसा होने वाला नहीं है. मे बी टेम्पररी वो आपको कर दे, लेकिन फिर वो टेम्पररी चीज आपको और नीचे ले आएगी. और अगर आप एक इनसिक्योर बंदे हो भी और आपको करेक्ट बंदा मिल भी जाए, आप खुद तो खराब हो या उसको भी खराब आई थिंक कर दोगे. वो कुछ भी कर ले, आपको आपकी इनसिक्योरिटीज खुद ही सॉल्व करनी है। कोई फायदा नहीं है वो बोल के कुछ करके शायद से कुछ देर की आपको शांति पड़ जाए, लेकिन कोई फायदा है नहीं। और दूसरी चीज ये है कि जब दो पार्टनर्स एक दूसरे पे बहुत प्रेशर देने लग जाएं, या एक ही पार्टनर दूसरे पे बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर देने पड़ जाए, तो एक बिटरनेस पैदा हो जाती है रिलेशन में,
टॉक्सिक रिलेशनशिप, दैट इज अ टॉक्सिक
और
रिलेशनशिप,
उससे सारा प्यार मर जाता है।
दैट्स अ टॉक्सिक रिलेशनशिप।
अट्रैक्शन हो या फिर जो भी हो, वो सब
कुछ
खत्म
भी
हो
हो,
जाता
इट इज गोइंग टू फॉल डाउन।
है। हम्म।
So especially, I mean, here I would probably this is one of a very big issues in healers life, energy healers life, or
ये
healers when I'm saying energy healers life. I In fact, I will request you to make one separate video on that, because
ओके।
I would love to pitch all the healers, energy healers and empaths there. 70% of them are divorced.
ओके, एंड व्हाई इज इट सो?
Okay, if you look at the status, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a long video.
ओके।
So we will discuss that in detail.
हम्म।
And that is specifically for the empaths and the healers, because I am a healer for the healers. Okay.
हम्म।
So I have been doing my research that why this issue arises or happens, or I have been talking to many clients like them. A lot of my clients are established healers only. Okay,
हम्म।
established healers are generally my clients, or maybe they are tarot card readers or Reiki healers. So we'll let you know. Seven so far, 70%. Even if you go on the Google, or maybe you talk to such people, you will see 70% of them are facing this issue. We will make a detailed video on that.
ओके।
So right.
हम्म।
So but for today's like referring to all the generation, and especially your generations, this switching from one relationship to another relationship has become to fill in your self-worth. That's it.
हम्म।
Look within. Look within. Okay, and अगर किसी के साथ ये हो ही जाता है, if it happened, I mean, it couldn't be saved or ignored. Okay, so there, of course, how strong are there you again get into the akashic readings, and sometimes a person unnecessarily starts bothering the other person. There you can get into the akashic readings, can understand the whole situation of the where this whole energy is coming from, and then they can either choose to handle it at the multiple levels, or spiritual level. But one has to take an action around it. Otherwise, otherwise it will keep going.
ओके। सो क्या एक्शन एंड ऑल लेने हैं, आई थिंक इसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे इसी वीडियो के सेकंड पार्ट में। ओके, जिससे कि ये डिस्कशन हमारी बहुत ज्यादा लंबी ना हो जाए ऑडियंसेस के लिए। तो आई थिंक आपको कुछ और ऐड करना है, और वी शुड रैप अप।
The only thing I want to say is that for few people, what happens is that unnecessary, even if they are doing a lot of self worth, and still uh, sometimes this happens that they land up with a person who bothers them like crazy. I mean, you know, to make them live like hell and up and down. So for that scene, and sometimes many people get attracted to the wrong people, even if they know they are getting attracted to the wrong people, they just can't you know stop themselves or resist themselves. So 2 points I want to state there, that it means that there is some internal weakness which they really need to work on. uh, I am going to I'm channeling a guided meditation specifically for this scenario, basically. So it will take some time. Once it is done, we will let you know. But second part is Akashic reading helps a lot in such case to understand the whole scenario, because it gives you information that what kind of experience your soul has signed for. What is their soul contract, either with a particular person or as a general for this lifetime. And from there you get a real starting point that okay, I need to tap in there, and this thing. If you have tried, like nahi ho raha na, to from there you work on that.
Mm. Got it.
So this is all I wanted to say for today. But I think it's a very important, and we will carry on this discussion. Uh, and as you said, that what we can do. However, I told two major points here that what we can do, and after that also we can discuss on that with few tips and techniques that can help. But healing anything is like, first of all, understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So first understand it, that why it is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Is it coming from your soul? Is it just coming from your consciousness thing, or is it
Body.
coming from a social taboo? I mean,
Mm.
what it is. So first of all, just see that spread and then work on it accordingly. This is all I want to say, and I trust that this thing will help people a lot to analyze and to introspect that how this works. And in most of the cases, people resist to go to the spiritual counselors. Instead of that, when they have the after effects, they go to psychiatrist and they land up with medicines.
Mm.
95% calls we get in our organization is like that we have depression and anxiety. So
Mm.
we always ask them, who told you this, first of all?
Ah.
Who told you this, that you are depressed and anxious? I understand everybody is anxious.
Mm.
Okay. But who told you that you are depressed? In most of the cases, they are not depressed. They just feel depressed. That's a temporary sadness, and you can't label it as a depression.
Mm.
All right. So, anyways, we will talk a lot on this topic
Mm.
later because I know it's like a very, very big issue, and I think just like with the rise of AI, such issues are physiological issues are also coming up in the society. So, okay, thank you so much, Akash. I hope it helps, and this answer
Yeah,
helps you to
yeah,
assess yourself, to
definitely.
evaluate yourself, and then decide on what I actually need to do. Right.
Mm.
All right. Thank you so much. So have a very
Okay.
good day. Have a very blessed day, everyone. Thank you so
You
much.
welcome. Okay. Bye bye.